January 29th, 1945, 2:47 p.m., somewhere in the Ardennes, Belgium. First Sergeant Ethan Cole steps around the corner of a shattered farmhouse and stops cold. The street is full of German soldiers, dozens, maybe more. Half already have rifles. The rest are grabbing weapons from a pile in the snow. 20 minutes ago, these men were prisoners. Now they are free, armed, and forming up. 4 Americans kneel nearby, hands behind their heads, disarmed, helpless. Their breaths rise in clouds, frozen in midair, faces pale, eyes wide, every muscle tense, waiting for the inevitable. The cold wind whistles between broken walls, rattling loose debris. A German officer breaks from the group, strides up, and jams an MP-40 submachine gun into Cole's stomach. The officer screams in German. Cole does not understand a word. He looks at the gun, at his men, at the soldiers spreading to attack his company from behind. Then he does the one thing a soldier should never do. He laughs, sharp and unexpected. It cuts through the snow, the bitter wind, the biting cold. A laugh that seems to freeze the moment itself. The bitter wind whips across the street, biting at exposed skin. Snowflakes sting like tiny needles, every breath sharp with frost. Icicles hang from broken beams, shimmering in the weak winter light. The officer freezes, face twisting in confusion, then tightening in rage. He shoves the MP-40 harder into Cole's stomach.
"Surrender!" he shouts.
Cole laughs again. Not mockery, not bravado, something raw, uncontrolled. One German snorts, another glances sideways, unsure. Some hesitate, the tension thickening like ice in the air. A few hands tremble on rifles, unsure which way to point. Boots crunch on the icy cobblestones, every sound amplified in the stillness. The wind catches the officer's uniform, flapping like flags of warning. The seconds stretch longer than they should. Time seems to bend, the cold wind pressing in, teeth chattering. Cole's boots crunch on frozen snow, but he does not flinch. Every nerve in his body is alive, attuned, ready. The sharp smell of smoke from distant fires mixes with the frost. Cole wipes his mouth, shakes his head, still chuckling.
"I do not speak German."
The officer explodes. Rifles rise. Boots scrape. The street tightens like a noose. In that heartbeat, everything hangs in the balance. One misstep, one twitch, and all of them could be dead. Cole's right hand drifts toward the weapon on his shoulder. Time stretches, every instant slower. He tastes the cold metal as if it were life itself. Slowly, carefully, Cole hooks the sling of his Thompson submachine gun. The officer watches, tense, satisfied, convinced the American is surrendering. "Langsam!" the officer barks. Cole nods, still smiling under his breath. He eases the weapon forward, inch by inch. Every movement deliberate, measured. The snow crunching under his boots, the cold biting through wool, his breath forming clouds, misting the frozen air. The officer relaxes, just enough. Cole stops laughing. Then, faster than thought, he swings the gun into position. The first burst hits the officer. He drops, body slamming into the snow, eyes wide in shock. Cole pivots, sweeping fire across the street. Brass casings tumble, steaming in the cold. Men scream, rifles clatter, snow sprays as bullets hit walls and barrels. Shouts and curses fill the air, a cacophony of chaos.
"Grab their weapons, now!"
Cole shouts. The kneeling Americans dive forward, rifles in hand. Chaos erupts. Orders vanish. Fear spreads. Every man scrambling, trying to survive. A bullet snaps past Cole's head, tearing his helmet strap. Another American beside him jerks backward, drops, motionless. Cole does not flinch. He scans, moves, breathes. Every sense alert, every nerve screaming. Snow whipping into his eyes, stinging cold. Frozen ice crunching under boots, muffling distant shots. The sharp tang of cordite hangs in the air. The metallic taste of spent brass lingers in the mouth. His magazine clicks empty, half a heartbeat. The world holds its breath. He slams in a fresh magazine, racks the bolt, keeps firing, muscle memory, no hesitation. The Americans behind him join in. Shots crack from the snow where they had been prisoners seconds ago. The Germans scatter, shouting, firing wildly. Smoke, cordite, blood in the air. Snow mixes with ash and spent brass, painting the battlefield white and red. Less than a minute. The street belongs to Cole. Bodies, rifles, snow, and blood, all tangled together. The air thick with smoke, fear, and adrenaline. Every breath icy, every heartbeat deafening. The wind carries distant screams, adding to the chaos. Bodies lie twisted in the snow, dark stains spreading, weapons everywhere, dropped, abandoned. A German throws his rifle down, hands raised. Another follows, then three more. More soldiers drop their weapons, hesitant, uncertain. Someone shouts,
Nicht schießen!
Cole eases off the trigger. Smoke curls from the Thompson. The street is silent, save for distant gunfire. After only 60 seconds, where 80 men stood, 21 Germans dead, 24 wounded. The rest surrender. Heads down, hands up. The cold bites deep. Frost forming on brows and eyelashes. Snow crunches beneath boots. Quiet, settling. Cole scans the battlefield, disbelief heavy in his voice. I can't believe we survived that. Silence settles. The Americans stare, disbelief etched on every face. A minute ago, they were surrounded. A minute ago, they were dead. Someone finally asks,
Sergeant, what just happened?
Cole does not answer. He looks at the officer, at the kneeling prisoners. This moment did not start here. It was years in the making. Decisions, training, past horrors. They all led to this street in Belgium. The snow, the cold, the echoes of distant shells, they all mattered. To understand why Cole laughed with a gun in his stomach, you have to go back to where he learned to stay calm when everything else fell apart. Ethan Cole was not always a soldier. He was born August 14, 1918, in Scranton, Pennsylvania, a small town of coal smoke and factory whistles. By 12, he was already working after school, delivering coal, stacking crates, doing chores no one else wanted. Responsibility came early. He learned to carry weight, not just boxes, but life itself. The Great Depression hit. Jobs vanished. College was a dream for someone else. Survival became daily training. Every day was a lesson in endurance. In 1941, the draft caught up with him. At 23, 5 feet 6 inches, 145 pounds, he did not look like much of a fighter, but Cole did not wait. He volunteered for the paratroopers, jumping into enemy territory, surrounded, outnumbered, exactly where he wanted to be. The rest of the war, D-Day, Market Garden, the Bulge, would teach him how to fight when everyone else stopped thinking, and it all led to Holtzheim. Cole laughed, but it wasn't madness. To understand why, look at everything he had endured. Normandy, Market Garden, the Ardennes, the lessons he learned from every battlefield, each one teaching him to act when the world demanded surrender. And in that moment, with a gun at his chest, he realized the paradox. Sometimes, the only weapon stronger than a bullet is calm and the ability to think when others cannot. The soldiers followed his lead. The snow muffled the chaos, and for the first time that day, he felt in control of the impossible. The Americans shuffled forward, uncertain, some eyes wide, some fearful, all alive. Because Cole refused to surrender, and because he had mastered the chaos, he motioned for his men to regroup. The village was still dangerous, scattered enemy. Pockets remained. Cole's heart pounded, but his mind was steady. Every choice from here had to be deliberate, calm, precise. 1 second, one decision could still change everything. And for Cole, that was the point. He had survived the impossible not by luck, not by chance, but by keeping his mind sharper than the enemy's trigger. Snow fell, quiet, deceptive, and for the first time that day, he allowed himself a small, steadying breath. Because surviving wasn't just about fighting. It was about knowing exactly why you fight. One man survived the impossible because he refused to surrender and because he laughed when death stared him in the face.